Hello, host Sibo.
Ni hao. Welcome to Planet of the Climates. POTK is a KlimaDAO podcast bringing you the latest information and insight into the world of climate action. Klima is a blockchain protocol backed by carbon credits that gives people a chance to fight climate change as a collective. My name is Phaedrus, and I'll be your host on this adventure. I'm joined by my good friend and co-host Reikuman. Reiku, what do we have in store for our friends today?
Today we are chatting with Simon and Howard from the Liechtenstein's Banker Association and Swappable. Let's jump right into it.
All right, so today we're excited to introduce you to our guests, Simon and Howard. Simon is the CEO of the Liechtenstein Bankers Association, while Howard is product manager at TrustSwap and Swappable. Together, they've just launched an NFT project around their Roadmap 2025 vision. They're also our latest Klima Infinity partners. We'll no doubt learn all about their organizations and this partnership. But to get us started, Simon, if you'd like to jump in first, just tell us a little bit about your own story, your background, and maybe your journey so far.
Well, sure. Thank you so much. And thank you for the invitation. A pleasure to talk with you and speak about the project, the joint project with Swappable, KlimaDAO and us, the LBA. Well, I'm a lawyer by background. I started my journey in banking first in a bigger legal department in the bank. Then 17 years ago, I joined the Banking Association, which is based in Liechtenstein. So I'm a Swiss living in Switzerland, but working in Liechtenstein for quite some time, but with a Swiss legal background. And I would say my job since I have joined the Banking Association has completely changed. So away from being just a lawyer and obviously sustainability, sustainable finance and digitalization has become more and more important over the last few years. So that's my daily job today as well.
Excellent. And Howard, over to you. Care to share a little bit about your background or your story so far?
Yeah, just to start by saying thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and speak with you today. My name is Howard Pierce. I live in the UK and I'm the product manager for Swappable. And Swappable is the NFT solution service in the TrustSwap DeFi ecosystem. I've personally been into crypto since 2017. My background before then was e-commerce. And then I got involved with some fintech startups, which kind of quickly led into working in the crypto space. And I've been working in NFTs for just over 2 years now. I guess I was quite early to NFTs. I remember actually doing my competitor research with an NFT marketplace at the time, and I was tracking OpenSea and watching their followers go up on Twitter. I remember thinking 7,000 followers, then hit 10,000 followers. And at the time thinking like, oh, wow, like we're onto something big. This is going to be huge. I've been part of the TrustSwap team for 2 years now, where I lead up on Swappable service, which builds out bespoke NFT solutions, such as this collaborative project with LBA and KlimaDAO.
Curious to find out like how did Liechtenstein get in line with UK in the sense like how do you guys like get connected and how did the whole partnership came about?
I would say it was more kind of a coincidence. One of our members, which is VP Bank, they made an exhibition at Art Basel. And I was invited for this exhibition at Art Basel in Switzerland as a guest, since VP Bank is a member. And I was very interested in this kind of exhibition because it was together with Art Meta, Swappable, about NFTs and about tokenizing assets. And out of personal interest, I attended this event, and there I met some guys from Swappable, and then we discussed some ideas about NFTs, about what we had in mind, about the project. Then we started maybe 2 or 3 months later. And out of this coincidence, I would say a great partnership evolved, which ended up with a 3-party partnership then in the end with KlimaDAO as well. It was really a coincidence in my view, and it's kind of a learning that we should always be open for new connections or meeting new people and being open for new stuff, and that brings innovation.
Yeah, it's been a good partnership. We've been working together for the past 3 months or so. We talk a lot because I'm based in the UK, Simon in Liechtenstein, obviously. We kind of have our weekly catch-ups and we're always in communication and throwing ideas back and forwards about the future of the project. I don't think that locations really makes a difference to it. I've traveled myself out to Liechtenstein to meet Simon in person. So we have a good working relationship.
Nice. So, going back to Simon, maybe you can share a little bit more about LBA or Liechtenstein Bankers Association. Like, what is it all about and what's their overall mission?
We are an industry organization. The mandate is to represent the interests of all banks based in Liechtenstein, operating in and out of Liechtenstein. We have 12 members, which is relatively small, but when you compare it to the size of the country, for example, 40,000 inhabitants, that's quite a number, quite a lot. And I assume that a lot of listeners are not very familiar with Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein, located between Switzerland and Austria, small alpine state. But I still would say very unique in a sense that we are closely connected to Switzerland with a currency union, a currency treaty, and a customs treaty. So we have Swiss francs as local currency on the one hand, and on the other hand, we are EEA country or EEA member. So we are a member of the so-called European Economic Area with access to the whole single market all over Europe. So we can service, or our members can service clients all over Europe. That means access to one of the biggest, if not the biggest, economic area with 500 million closely connected to Switzerland, but embedded in Europe. The banks we have are mainly, or core business, private banking, asset management. That's more or less the core business of our members.
Yes, really appreciate that, Simon, because again, for myself, for Reiku as well too, and no doubt for some of our listeners, it'll definitely be an eye-opening opportunity to learn about, that context and the story around Liechtenstein too. But over to you, Howard. What can you tell us about the story around Swappable and TrustSwap? I know you spoke about, personally getting involved in NFTs, at least a couple of years ago. What can you share with our listeners about your organization?
Okay, well, yeah, Swappable is as I touched upon, is a B2B NFT service. So essentially what we do is we provide white glove turnkey solutions, which kind of is to onboard organizations and brands into Web3. And Swappable sits inside the TrustSwap DeFi ecosystem, where we have multiple verticals. Our overall mission is to bring crypto to the world. So just to touch upon the verticals briefly, we have Team Finance, which is our industry-leading platform for project security and automation, where we specialize in token locks, liquidity locks, and vesting schedules. We have now upwards of 30,000 projects using Team Finance, and we have an average total locked value of 4.5 billion USD. So yeah, quite impressive figures. We have Mint, which is our token generating tool, which allows anyone to quickly and easily create their own tokens on a variety of different chains. We have SmartSwap, which allows individuals and businesses to securely swap ERC20 tokens. We have an incubator and a launchpad. We've supported more than 40 startups, and we bring our community together with these startups for early access to their projects. And we have the Crypto app, which is a leading crypto portfolio tracker. I think we're now approaching about 5 million downloads. And what the app does is it gives our users access to real-time market data with, I think, more than 6,000 coins, 100 different exchanges, as well as news and insights. As you can tell, as an ecosystem, we are covering a lot of ground, and all of this is kind of our all-encompassing service and our mission to bring crypto to the world.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for that, Howard. So clearly more than just an NFT project or an NFT platform. There's just so much going on there from Swappable and TrustSwap at large across DeFi, across blockchain there. I know you had alluded to a happy accident of this or a coincidence kind of behind this connection. It seems like, you wouldn't expect this pairing to happen. So Howard, would you speak to, how this came up from your perspective, this partnership that we're going to chat about?
With Swappable, we've been on quite an explorative route. We have done, over the past 2 years, we've done some pretty crazy things. We've done things from creating the first digital sneakers. So these are sneakers that you can wear inside the metaverse, and you'll be able to burn the sneakers to wear the physical pair in real life. And you kind of have to pick and choose whether you wear the sneakers digitally or in real life. We've been on quite an exciting journey and worked with a variety of different organizations. And we're leaning more and more into the banking industry, and we're working with clients such as the Liechtenstein Bankers Association. So this has been a really kind of super fascinating project to be involved with for Swappable and for myself as well. It's really cool because what we're doing is we're creating something very new and exciting, and we're creating this statement from it that we're utilizing this technology in these really kind of cool and new and unique ways. We've had the partnership for a couple of months now. We launched the NFTs. We have been distributing them to members of the LBA organization's employees. We've just opened up, and as of last week, we're now allowing anybody to claim an NFT. So all of your listeners can go ahead and claim an NFT to show they support this project. And now we're working on kind of the next phase of the project, which is to roll out an NFT upgrade to the NFTs. So users will be able to essentially offset their carbon footprint of a resident of Liechtenstein for one whole year to upgrade the NFT to a new dynamic NFT with a different artwork on it. So yeah, it's been an extremely exciting partnership. We've covered a lot in the past couple of months, and we're quite excited to see where we take it next.
No, totally, man. I actually claimed the NFT myself under the roadmap to 2025. It was really interesting. I was just hoping that I might get a chance to get that because it's an incredible milestone in that sense to see traditional companies looking into using, the power of blockchain to really, offset their footprint and actually be climate positive. And this is something that it's really resonates with us at KlimaDAO. Definitely, this is something that we are really excited about. So I believe that anybody can just go to the website to actually mint the NFT, right?
Yes, you are. Yeah, we have a landing page. If you navigate to the landing page, then you can just claim your NFT, and then you're airdropped it.
Ooh, nice. So yeah, that's how I got mine. So listeners here, if you are hearing this, it's a while stock last kind of situation. There's only 500 available, and once that 500 is gone, that's all gone. So like what Howard actually shared, if you actually have bought one, you can actually upgrade it down the road later on when they start their so-called phase 2 of the project itself. So going back to Howard, like how is it like, to be part of this project on this roadmap 2025?
It's really cool. It's not something that I personally knew I'd be involved with before I came to work on it, but it's a very fascinating project. And what is really exciting is how the banks are using this technology. So looking at all the different banking organizations, we've seen banks put themselves inside of the metaverse, either as Ready Player Me avatars. We've seen them building spaces inside of Decentraland and Sandbox. We've even seen as far as banks offering loans backed by tokenized commodities in the agriculture industry. It's really exciting to see all these different use cases for this technology in this sector and see how everybody is using it. So for us, it's really cool to be part of it and to be someone pushing boundaries and making new and exciting things happen.
Yeah, that's excellent. So from your, you mentioned kind of done some pretty wild things there with Swappable, with the NFT sneakers and the shoes and all of that stuff. And so now this is something where you're using an NFT and you're having a tangible impact on an important problem that's facing all of us with climate change. Would you care to speak about, how that resonates with you or your organization in that taking action on climate change and the urgency of that right now?
There is something that is important to us as a company. It's something that we take very seriously. This is just kind of one of the initiatives we're involved with. We're actually also involved with a project called the Eden Reforestation. It's quite a cool project. So what they do is they fund work in developing countries to rebuild natural landscapes destroyed by deforestation. So last year, through this project, we actually planted more than 1 million trees for them. So yeah, it's something that's very important for the company. So we actually heard about KlimaDAO early this year through looking at other ways to improve our environmental impact. We've been watching KlimaDAO for a while, so it's really cool to now pleasure of collaborating with them.
Well, thank you so much for that. This is really something that, again, resonates with us a lot here at KlimaDAO, to make an impact for our future generation itself. Speaking of that itself, I would love to hear, what's next for, in this project.
Yeah, I'll jump in onto that. Next up for the project is what we're referring to as phase 2, which is the upgrade of the NFTs. So we're working on a solution right now so that the NFT holders can offset the entire carbon footprint of a resident of Liechtenstein for 1 year to upgrade their NFT. So this is something we are working on now and look to be rolling out in the next few weeks or so. And from a personal perspective, my future is very much in the NFT space. I'm kind of super excited to see where the space goes. I've been in this for a while, as I said, and it's kind of been really exciting to see it from the early days of it rumbling to all the hype around the monkey pictures, and then now kind of witnessing all the major organizations enter the space. So right now, watching the likes of Salesforce, Shopify, all of these guys all onboarding to it. I think we're kind of set for a crazy few years. So I'm going to be very firmly in the NFT space for the foreseeable future and kind of watch how it all plays out because it's going to be very exciting. It's been an absolute pleasure working with both LBA and KlimaDAO. It's been a really cool partnership, and we're really excited to see where we can take it next.
Brilliant. Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Simon. This has been excellent. Really appreciate your time and your thoughts this morning for this conversation.
Cool. Thank you so much. Amazing.
Thank you.
All right, excellent. So that was just great to chat with Simon and Howard there and learn about the Liechtenstein Bankers Organization Association and Swappable as well too. These are kind of like two things that I don't know if you're old enough to remember or any of our listeners are old enough to remember, but it's kind of that whole Reese's peanut butter was like, how did you get the chocolate in my peanut butter and you got your peanut butter in my chocolate? It's this interesting mashup that you would not have expected, and it sounds like there's some magic happening here. So it's just, for me anyways, enlightening to hear about how this partnership took shape and how this LBA is, demonstrating this leadership on climate action in kind of an industry that, would not think is typically ready or might be the slowest to take action there. So Reiku, what really stuck with you?
I think it's how the whole project has already planted 1 million trees just by, doing what they do. And, to see that, a bankers association taking the first initiative to reach out, linking up with blockchain technology and with us as well to make an impact. I think this is something really, really exciting to see. This is going to be the first of many, but to have to see such projects and partnerships continuously happening here at KlimaDAO, it's something that it's very assuring that we are really definitely making an impact in not just in Web3, but in the real world itself. I think that's the most important thing, to make an impact when it comes to climate change. And of course, if you have listened throughout the whole session, you will have found out that you actually have a chance to actually own that NFT itself. So there were actually altogether 500 NFTs that was actually that has this embedded link to the Liechtenstein Bankers Association pledge dashboard that was created by us under our carbon retirement app. And all you need to do is just go to the website, which will be the link in our description. You can claim. There's only 500 left. So fastest fingers first to get your hands on this free NFT, and subsequently, like what Howard actually has shared, they will be actually upgraded, whereby you have an opportunity to actually further support the initiative by, kind of like topping up to actually further offset the credits, which is going to be equivalent to an average carbon footprint of a resident in Liechtenstein for a whole year. And when you do that, your NFT will be animated. So that's something that you can look forward to.
Yeah, that's very cool. So they've got some, it's not just a static NFT, it's going to have some obviously utility with powered by Klima behind it there too, but also this roadmap behind the NFT, and it's going to evolve, or there's going to be some evolution there that takes place as these next phases roll out and as that footprint gets offset behind the scenes. So very cool. We'll have that link in the show notes there in the description, nft.bankverband.li. Limited, available, so go check it out, make your claim, and you'll get your NFT airdrop to you. For everything Klima, make sure that you're going to hit up KlimaDAO.finance, where you can stake bond, and I think most importantly, find a link to our Klima Discord community. Because we're a decentralized autonomous organization, Klima is community driven, just like this podcast. So join us and you're going to find a great group of Klimates and plenty of opportunities to contribute and be an active Klimate too. We hope you really enjoyed this conversation with Simon and Howard. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the very next Planet of the Klimates.